Right, so just letting the guys know, we're trying to get set back up to the way we were with live streaming to the three platforms, Twitch, YouTube and Facebook. My experiment going with Twitch affiliate was, well, it was a great idea from Twitch, I think, for most people, but not for somebody with a channel my size, which is never going to grow to any lengths to make any amount of money. But the other problem, once you actually start reading the small print properly, like I didn't, is that once you are on the Twitch affiliate, you are backed into a corner as far as where you do your live streaming to, because I've been using Restream, which is a third party that allows you to live stream via Restream, and then they stream it out to YouTube, Twitch and Facebook and other platforms should you choose to do so. But the problem with Twitch affiliate is that once you effectively sign a dotted line, you are then only allowed to stream live exclusively on Twitch. You cannot stream to any other platforms at the same time, which I think is a complete oversight on their part. And you know, I like to stream to as many platforms as I can, and Twitch won't allow you to do that. Anything you do stream, you can only then upload it to other sources once 24 hours has gone by, and I don't like that idea either. So I pulled the plug on it today, or rather last night, and now I've just been in the process of trying to get it all set back up. The on-screen chat from hopefully the three sources is working, although obviously nobody's probably going to be watching this at this time of day, but excuse me, I'm just in doing a quick test, and Semi-Pro is there. That's working on YouTube. Well, if you're doing nothing else, Semi-Pro, do me a favour and go and test Twitch as well while you're at it. That'd be handy, just to see that the overlay on my live stream is working. So YouTube is working. Semi-Pro's tested that, and he's in playing against Cobra at the moment in a challenge room, which is winner stays on. Tell a lie, I've made that up as I went along. It's actually a match room. I thought it was a challenge room I'd gone into, but it's now one rack all and Cobra breaking. Yes, you did send high on you did send high on YouTube, and it is working. It's appearing on my screen. And Twitch is also working as well, and Facebook is also working, so that is excellent. That is everything working okay. I'm more than happy. Thanks for your assistance with that matter, and that will then mean that we're back to normality, and we'll be back for Friday night 9 ball at 7 PM British Summer Time. Yeah, YouTube is always going to have that delay, but there are people who have been watching my streams on YouTube, and I'm hoping that those people will still be there, because we haven't been streaming there for the past few weeks, but that's now all changed as of today. It's back to normal, and but again, even if somebody happens to not be aware that I've got a match going on or something, then they can always stumble across it in Facebook and pick up any other accidental viewers, and I'm more than happy having it that way than having it the way Twitch was doing it. So well, we might as well stay for the end of the match now that we're here. So we're still one rack all, Semi-Pro at the table, and an easy out. Yeah, Facebook. There's always going to be that delay. because now you've got to remember that when I was streaming just to Twitch, it only was Twitch, and it was the chat was coming direct from Twitch on screen. Whereas now I am streaming to, I'm sending out this. Well, I'm not physically sending out the signals, but the signal is going, or the feed is going via Restream, and Restream then send that feed out to the other sources, to the other outlets, i.e. in this case it's going to Twitch, YouTube and Facebook. So what really happens is the live stream comes out of my computer, goes down the line, goes to Restream, and then it's redirected out to all the other sources that I've chosen, in this case those 3 sources or 3 outlets or 3 channels, however you want to call them. So there will be that time delay because I haven't the foggiest idea where Restream servers are, although they will have one in Europe and no doubt it's going out there, so there will be the time delay via that. But it's no different or any worse from what it was originally anyway. The thing I'm more concerned about is that we've got 3 live feeds now as opposed to just 1, and that's better than what it was. Yeah, I mean, most people do prefer to watch it in Twitch, and that's fine. I've not got a problem with that at all. None in the slightest. I would just prefer that if they were watching on Twitch, they would subscribe to my YouTube channel instead. But it gives people the choice, again, if you're busy doing something and suddenly you go on Facebook and you realise there's a, might be a big tournament that's on or something, there's a match on and you've forgotten about it, then there's always that chance that people will stumble across it. If you're not out there, or if it's not in the shop window, nobody's going to see it, even though I'm still a small, paltry, small little streamer that nobody's interested in a game that nobody's interested in. So let's see where we're at here. Well, Semi-Pro can cut the 1. He's going to go head first into the 8 ball. He might be able to hit it half ball and glance behind the 3, but he could get a double kiss. No, he's playing safe. Not interested. And Bedhead has arrived as well. Good afternoon. Yeah, it's good to have the old chat back as well. That's good to know. Well, all you need to do is shut one of them down, because 1 out of the 3 will be going live. You just got to make your choice. Well, the difficulty, of course, is the 3 ball. It isn't going anywhere, but if he tries to send this back up the table, he could have a double kiss here. Cue ball's got to get out of the way, and he's avoided that. He's went for the bank, and he's on the 4. I haven't heard any word about any big tournament again. The next one, whatever it's going to be, I haven't heard anything. But as I've told you what one it should be, but whether they'll go with that, I don't know. It should be 10 ball or straight pool, I think. Because the straight pool one must be over a year by now as well. I need to go back and look at the calendar. In fact, that's what we'll do while we're here. We go to the home page, and if you look at the straight pool world championship there, let's have a look. Where the hell's the sign-ups for this? Right, so that was December the 11th, 2020. So you see that one's a year up as well, in a month's time, or there or thereabouts anyway. What are we? September, October, November? No, a couple of months' time. But the one before that, I'm pretty certain, is 10 ball. So if we go back to the home page, if we can get the home page, and we go to the older posts. Right, there's the 10 ball world championship from 2020. I'm telling you, that one started in August. Well, they call it, I mean, 10 calls it the 10 ball masters and all of that stuff. We go to the sign up page. You see that started on Friday, August the 28th. So strictly speaking, if we're going to have it on an anniversary, a yearly turnaround, then it should be 10 ball. No, snooker was a lot sooner than that, was it not? Let's have a look. Where the hell is it in this home page? Ten ball. When was snooker? Oh Christ, you're right enough. Snooker's over is July, and this is September, the end of September. So it was July in 2020. So again, see, this is the thing when nobody keeps a tab on what's done what. It should be in strict order. That one first, then 10 ball, and what was the one 8 ball before that? There's far too many. See, the problem is they haven't been kept up to date and kept on a cycle like they should have been. And that's why you then end up people saying, oh, well, we should have this one, we should have that one. It's far better people knowing what one's due rather than everybody moaning and guessing what's going to happen and, having a dig at them because they haven't got a big tournament. It's simply because nobody's keeping a tab on it to actually get it done in a proper order. What was that one, the older posts again? And the longer you wait to do one, the more it overlaps into another one of a different kind. Sign up here now. The 8 ball World Championships was 8 ball world rules, and that was done in February 2020. And the cowboy one was done as well. I mean, that's well past its anniversary, that one. So going, looking back in all of them, the one that should be done first is 8 ball, not 10 ball, and not snooker. It should be this one. Let's have a look. I should be just going to the home page. Let's have another look at this one. Where the hell's the cowboy one? I think that'll be a long way down. Did it actually have a post on here about it? I don't. It's on even. It's that old. It's on the third page. Look. I mean, the Cowboy World Championships was 2019. That's when it started. I mean, it's. Yeah, Cowboy in the 10-footer should be. We haven't had it in the 10-footer yet. Where the hell's the sign up page? Well, that'll do. When was that done? That was Friday, December the 6th in 2019. And then, of course, COVID started and all of that carry on. Yep. So, that, looking back in all of them, we've got a rough idea what order they should be in. It should be Cowboy, 8 ball, 10 ball, and then snooker. Is that right? Cowboy, 8 ball, 10 ball, and snooker. Right, anyway, we'll worry about that at another time. One pocket. You'll get 2 people signing up for one pocket, Bedhead. You and Slim, and that'll be it. We might just call it the one pocket final. Because the problem with one pocket is there's a lot of guys who'll think, oh, that's a good tournament, that's a good thing to enter. They'll go in and then they'll not have a clue, and they'll be dead and buried within 5 minutes. And they'll be. I mean, if you got 30 odd or more people signing up for one pocket, 28 of them would all forfeit, and there'd only be 2 people left in it. Oh, Semi-Pro's got a big 5-1 lead on the hill. Yeah, so 8. What did we say there? 8 ball Cowboy, 10 ball, and somewhere in there straight pull. Well, I don't know whether Semi trying a long jump shot here for the cut in the 4. And 3 cushion would die a death even more than one pocket, I reckon. But you know what you say, or what they say. If there's a demand for it, then they'll put one up. Cobra hanging on to Semi-Pro's coattails here with it all to do. Well, the trouble is, there's never been any organisation for these big events. None. They don't have them on a rotation in terms of, it should be on roughly the anniversary each year. And that way people know where they stand. You finish the 8 ball one and somebody will say, oh, well, the next one's 10 ball. Or the next one's straight pull. You know roughly what's coming. Nobody does. Nobody's got a clue. And it's not until you look back in that home page and go back 3 pages that you find that one of them's, a year and a half past its anniversary. I mean, first of all, the snooker one shouldn't be on at this time of year. The snooker one shouldn't be on until April, because that's when the proper real World Championships is on. That's when it should be done. I mean, you could probably do that with 9 ball as well. You could have the 9 ball one on when the World 9 ball Championships is on, or when the US Open is on. But there's also, don't forget, there's the British Open 9 ball tournament, the new one that's going to start at the turn of the year or into next year, that was announced at the US Open. We've got that to come. Big event that's going to be in the pool world. Meanwhile, Cobra trailing by 3 at the table. Well, he's left himself way short in the 3 here. Well, he's freed up the 6 ball with that shot, and he's held for the 4. Now he wants to come back to the bottom of the table to get that 5. He doesn't want to be playing it down towards a 6. I don't think he's got the pace in it either. He's way short again. Yes, Barker's only ever going to come out the woodwork to play that tournament, win it, and then disappear again for a year and a half. That's probably what will happen. Well, he looks as if he's lining up the bank. Can he see enough of this? I think he can. Now this is a bit dodgy because he wants to get out by the 9 ball, and he's managed to avoid it, but that's the other problem. Running into the 7 instead, and he's going to have to dig out another bank. Well guys, thanks for joining the stream. It was purely just to check the chat was all working, which I'm happy with. It is. We'll watch this until the end, and then the next live stream will be Friday night 9 ball, 7 o'clock. Now, can Cobra dig this out the fire? Looks dry. 6 balls tracking, but it's been blocked by the 5, and the 5 trying to go in. But it's thought about it as well. Has Semi-Pro got a shot? He's going to have to jump and stay in the table as well. Well, he'll take that as a safety. By the way, nobody probably, I think Tornado Tam came into that stream I was doing earlier when I was doing a test stream in No Man's Sky, and I sat there for 10 minutes and the big sandworm never appeared, so I got bored and quit. It never showed up. Cobra, once again. Now he's going to have to play a 3-ball combo here, I think. The 2 onto the 6 onto the 5. Or he's trying to get behind it for down the table. That's a better shot. Had a nice enough angle to get there. Simplify matters. Oh, that little kiss off the 7's done him a favour. Now the only way this is going to go wrong is if he somehow ends up behind the 9 and the 7. Because there's a big gap to get into to get on that 5. Well, he's looking. He said, "I'll look down the gap." Oh, what am I talking about? I'm forgetting about the 4. Commentators curse again. I'm too busy looking at the top pocket. Forgot about the 4 ball. Well, that's the easy way of finding the gap. He got there eventually. I think somebody, and I say somebody, and that is not me when I say somebody's going to have to come up with a list. And it should be going by the order that's on those pages in the home page in VP4. Somebody should be coming up with a list and sending that to Steve. But while you send it, also send the match settings as well, so that it's not a different setting every year. Oh, nobody looks at Discord. Well, Steve could look if he ever came on there and went to the VP4 channel, but he only ever comes into the commentary box when he comes on there. But you know, he doesn't really take any time to set these things up. It's supposed to be Tin that does them, as far as I know, but where the hell he's disappeared to? He's got a new job, so he's not got the time to be here to do things anymore, it seems. Cue ball running. Oh, that's going to be in a no man's land position, is it? It's not bad. But this to get back to within one. Again, the pace in those shots now is of paramount importance, because even if you are going to just send it to the jaw very slightly, if it's the right pace, it's going to go in with the way the table's changed. Seems to help the ball into the pocket a wee bit better with the pace running off the jaws. Meanwhile, Cobra's had a ball. He's had no shot. Now, he could have played that better, because even though it's covered, Semi only has to nick over the edge of that 6 ball, and he's overcut it, and Cobra breathes again, and he's got a good guide to get the thin edge in this 1 ball and hide in behind the 6 and 3, and maybe even down by the 7 if he gets the line right here. Well, he's hit that too thick. That's the thing about hitting them shots from distance. You've got to try and be brave and get that feather edge, and if you don't, you bring the other ball into play and you don't quite get there for cover. You need to get a thinner edge in that one. And he could be in bother himself here if Semi can play this one right. He might even be lining up the thin cut in this one, you never know. Now he's trying to drop behind the 4, just a wee bit too heavy, but it's still a good enough shot with the length of shot he's got. Now this is a bit trickier, because the line you want to take the cue ball, if it's going in the right hand side of the cue ball, there's only the 7 ball there for cover, so there's not much room to manoeuvre. But Cobra will settle for that. That is excellent. And now the only thing with that is, though, that Semi-Pro's going to catch the edge of the 1 and try and billiard the 8 in with a jump shot. That's what he's going to be trying here. And that's the only problem with it, is that the cue ball is going to be tracking with the pace straight into the 8, which was deep in the pocket, and follow it in. And so Cobra gets his reward. That 1 ball's fairly tight in the rail, I think. Not quite touching. He could have done with being off the rail a bit more here. He's going to try and just come down into the gap, miss the 9 ball, and that will do perfectly. So I'm going to go for a hill match here by the look of it, unless something disastrous befalls Cobra. I like that one. Well, it's going to be a pretty... it is, it's winner breaks. Well, I'm not really guessing. I've looked back on those home pages there. That tells you what order they should be in going back. to what one was it? That it was 8-ball. That was 2019. Three ball going in, and a shot in the one. So Cobra from 5-1 down has been well, pretty solid to get himself to this situation. The table is mercy to pinch the match. And loads of room to stun off the 4 or draw to the side rail, whatever he's happier with. Now this one, how does that look for line? He needs to avoid the 9. Whether he can get around in whether he can stun it enough to stun and miss the 9, because if he actually stuns and just glances the 9, he could scratch. But he's trying to get out behind the net, the 7-ball here, I think. No, he's playing it with inside, so if he hits the 9, he's avoided it. And that's pushed him down to the left, putting that inside on it, and that's not bad. It is not bad for position. Well, he's found his feet. Cobra from 5-1 down. Looks a formality now to get back down for this 8-ball. And the only danger with that shot is always the scratch if you get the line wrong. And the only other problem here is he's a bit straight and close to the rail with the cue ball, so he's going to have to punch this in a fair bit to get it up to a good line and avoid the scratch in the middle. Oh, well, could have done with another 6 or 7 inches up the table. But in it goes, and that's a steal by Cobra. A very strong finish, well, a very strong start and finish. He was 5-1 down and came all the way back to steal it on the final rack decider. And who chose it as a race to 6? Whose idea was that? And why is that cue still in the table? So Cobra wins the lag. This is the return match. Breaks off and breaks off dry. Well, no prizes for guessing here where the safety area is with this shot. Nobody plays anything to 6. Well, he's flicked a ball. I don't know what's went in there. What went in there? The 8-ball. Oh, I thought that was going to brush off the 9. He's trying to hide behind the 5 and 7. It hasn't quite worked out. One thing's for certain, Cobra's not going to be able to do an awful lot with this shot because he can't do anything other than just tap that 1 ball and drop it in. Now, he's going to push through. Is he going to get the weightiness right to drop onto that 5 and 7? No, he's just trying to push the 5 behind, or the 2 behind the 7. That'll do it. I don't think I mentioned the word numpty there, semi-pro. You're misquoting me. Or if I did say it, I don't remember saying it. Well, Cobra's starting from where he left off. Good afternoon, the felt table. Well, Cobra's right, because there's no such thing as playing for fun. You know what my philosophy is in that. Well, everything seems to be working. The chat's working. It's streaming to YouTube, it's streaming to Twitch, it's streaming to Facebook. And Twitch affiliate has gone down the pan. Well, Cobra's won now 6 in a row from 5-1 down in the previous set. Yeah, you need to focus, semi-pro. Thanks for testing the stream. 9-ball hanging over the pocket, so this is going to be a quick rack for 2-0. And I think it basically all went down for semi-pro when I joined the stream and told him I was doing joined the room and told him I was doing a test stream, and he jumped onto Twitch and Facebook to test it for me, and he hasn't won a rack since. What year? I think that's the old 9ball.com jinx working again. It worked this morning again in Cowboy when I was playing, or when I joined the room. It never fails to amaze me the amount of times that happens. Semi-pro though, with a chance. 4 balls, a bit awkward. And he should be out. Now, one thing he doesn't want to do is run too far to the right here, because the further to the right you go, the more square the pot becomes, and then you ended up in a blind pocket shot, which you don't want. So semi-pro gets himself off the mark. This is the second set. Cobra having finished, I'll say that again, having pinched the first set in that final rack decider in this race to 6, which nobody ever plays in any game, a race to 6. But Cobra in his infinite wisdom decided it was a race to 6. So we'll put it down to him. Semi-pro looking for a strong response here after that first set ended with Cobra's strong run that won him all the remaining racks from 5-1 down to steal it at 6-5. Where is your biggest audience? I've just read the chat there. I was too busy looking at the game. The biggest amount of viewers I get are on Twitch because it's there's less of a delay. This looks a good shot, but slows up. He's just going to sneak out. Now this camera's the one that you preset yourself in Virtual Pool 4. So I've got this one preset to the other end of the table than the default camera view at the opposite end of the table. This is a slightly awkward line for Cobra, but he could pinch this for a 3-1 lead. And it wipes its feet, but once again, that pace is important on this new setup in Virtual Pool 4. That pace will always take the ball into the pocket. And the ball has gone down, and it's the 4 ball. Now, the shot here would be to stun this in with a bit of inside left to stun to that right rail and send yourself around a corner like that. But that makes the shot much more difficult because it was a one way of getting onto the 2. Well, that's all gone wrong there for Semi-Pro because he had the right idea, but he's hit that far too thick onto the 8 ball, and it's just killed the 1. He was hoping to play the little billiard off the 8 and pot the 1, and it's given Cobra. No, I'm not coming off Twitch. I am still live streaming to Twitch, but I've come off the Twitch affiliate program. Yeah, I'll still be streaming to Twitch, I just won't be streaming to them exclusively anymore, which is the way they want it, but it's not the way they're getting it. So now Cobra is looking to stretch this one away from Semi-Pro. Well, we'll call it quits after this match is over because I'm going to go and get something to eat. But it's good to have YouTube, Facebook back. There's still the odd viewer comes on those channels, so it's always good to have them. And it puts VP4 out to a potentially wider audience. Not that it makes a great deal of difference, but I'd much rather have that than just Twitch. Well, no sooner have I said Semi-Pro was, Cobra was looking good, he's duffed up the 8. Semi-Pro going all out for the bank. He needs to get a bit of luck here. I don't think he has done though. That edge of the 8 ball is showing. So 4-1 now. Big ask now for Semi-Pro. Is he going to get a chance to do what Cobra did in the last match? or the last set. Well, Cobra's break has given him the 7 ball. Now the 2 and 9 are married together there, but there's nothing set with the 2 of them. And of course, nothing's going to go if Cobra couldn't get a break out in the 2. Yeah, it's a tall order for semi-pro. Got duffed up in that first set from a 5-1 lead to lose it 6-5 and getting a fair doing at the moment, 4 racks to 1. And no shot in the 2. Needs to get lucky again. Well, it's not ideal here, this, for Cobra. Again, it's another awkward angle, but loads of room to get out onto the 3. It just has to pick the pot. And you see what happens when it's a blind pocket shot. You just find it so difficult to find that line. Semi-pro's got a dodgy start here as well. If you can get this 2. And that needs to bounce again. Just another awkward line. And the danger's to get over exuberant in the shot here and stun it and scratch. And the other one is to make sure you get out far enough and don't hook yourself behind the 8, which he's done. Now that's 6 ball. Quick look at that. That looks... That's fine. It's off the rail. But it's still got to be made, this pot. Just enough room to skim past the 6 into half a pocket. Oh, this is not pretty. Where he's stuck on this 8 ball here. This is not what you want. He's played it well though. So the comeback is on from semi-pro. Needs a ball and a shot. Needs to get a wee bit of momentum. Good movement in the balls. 2 balls tracked in. 1 ball is going to be on. And the 3 ball is the immediate problem. Once he pots this 1, I mean, if you just focus on potting the 1 and let the cue ball run, you're not really going to have much of a shot in this 3 ball at all. Of course, you could end up doing that and hooking yourself. And now it's an old kick and hope. Hope you get that wee bit of luck. And I don't think he has done. Cue ball just running around the corner now. And 3 ball is on. Little draw out into the table. No, he's letting it run. Again, it's hard to see what the angle's like when you don't get behind the shot to see what you've got to work with there with that. Looked as if he could have just drawn out behind the 6. But Cobra's going to be on the hill again here. So this test stream was all basically get myself set up for Friday night 9ball again. We'll be back for another one this week. Hopefully we'll get a wee bit more people in it, because we were, what, 4 or 5 short last Friday. But you know, that generally changes as the nights start drawing in. Once you get to this time of year, there's not so much summer weather left to go out and about. You might as well stay at home and hang about for some 9ball on Friday night or Friday afternoon, depending where you are in the world. But it'll be at 1900 British summertime, and then that's going to change in a week or two's time when we go back to Greenwich Mean Time, when the clocks go back. And the only main benefit of that is the night that you put the clocks back, you get an extra hour in bed. So Cobra now has the 2-ball, and well, he can certainly put Semi-Pro in trouble if he can't drop behind the 3, and that's perfect, I think. That's excellent. Right on the money, although again he's stuck to the rail and dead straight, so he can pinch a wee bit of an angle here. And if he's going to go forward and try and run around the corner, he could run into the 7. This is the difficulty with this shot. He just can pinch a slight angle, or he can just try and find a gap. Well, that's actually moved the 6-ball, believe it or not. That's amazing. That actually moved the 6-ball. That, I'm pretty certain it was the 3-ball that moved the 6. It was that close. But it's gone in. Now, can he do the same thing again here? Draw off the 5 across for the 6. It looks like he can. Well, he's not hit it. He has not hit it. He's not gone through with the shot. There, he had to get into the shot there to get that ball to track over to the rail. And it might be a reprieve for Semi-Pro if he can't get the cut to work here. And I don't think he can avoid the 7 either. Can he? Let's have a look. Yes, he can. And he's got the cut. Trying to hold the pace off the cue ball. And he may well have dug himself out a hole here. And no sooner have I said that than I've jinxed Cobra. And Semi-Pro can send a check in the post for that one. Because Semi-Pro has been reprieved. Big time. I wonder if that's a euphemism, what Cobra's just said there. I think he's dropping a hint that dinner's ready. Well, it might not quite be over yet. Semi-Pro survives the error from Cobra, giving him the chance. Now Semi-Pro needs his break to work. And he's got a ball. How's he doing for a shot though? Well, that 3-ball needs to get out of the way. Well, that's handy. It's over the pocket. The 1 onto that. I think he's pretty straight on this one ball. He can work a slight angle, but he's not risking moving the cue ball. He's content to roll this in. He needs to be careful with this. I'd much rather stun this in to make sure I'm not going to end up behind the 6, but he's had a slash at it. And that might be his last slash. Because we all know what happens when you have a lash at a ball. Most of the time, against players of Cobra standard, you end up sitting back in your corner wishing you hadn't played that shot in the first place. So it's all about getting back down onto the 8. How's he looking here? Well, he's got a slight angle. That's perfect as long as he doesn't again scratch. If he gets into this too much the wrong way, he can end up near the corner pocket. But again, the stun control does the job. Well, I hope I'm not out of sync, because in my scoreboard, I'm watching Cobra tidy up this for the match. According to my screen, it's 6-3 to Cobra, and it's all over, unless I was out of sync. I don't know what's happening here. Semi-Pro says I'm making him sound like he's awesome. Oh, the ball left and abandoned me. I don't think there's much else happening. Ed's locked in a room playing cowboy, and there's no tournaments on at the moment. Oh, I know what we'll do now that I'm out of the room. For some reason it's more difficult to adjust things in Gamecaster when you're not in the actual room in the game. But anyway, that's enough of my mumblings. Thank you guys for joining us. This is a test stream. We're all back up and running. All the chat's working, YouTube's working, Twitch is working, and no doubt Facebook is working as well. And we'll be back for our next live stream, which will be in a couple of days' time, Friday night at 1900 British Summer Time. I hope you can join us. Till then, stay safe, take care, and we'll see you all again soon.